thank you for joining me. Just gonna spend a little bit of time working on bread, so I can hopefully have it ready in time for Break My Game testing. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. I'm thinking about changing some fundamental mechanics again, so we'll see how that goes. Where is... Oop, okay. So, my contention is that I'm thinking, there we go. I'm thinking, like, here's the deal, like, it's a little too strong to essentially pass your turn it's too strong to have fuel while others don't have fuel. So much so that I feel like it breaks the game. And also passing feels really wrong to do. So I kind of want there to be more options of things you could do without burning cards. And I think they should be incredibly inefficient. So like, as you take those actions, other people are going to be able to do much more. I'm thinking about leaning into the fact that you could essentially take a mill action without any mills. Maybe there's like a free version of each of each type, not necessarily tied to your tableau, but like you could draw a card for free, or you could put a card down in your tableau for free. I'm not sure. I feel like people would understand that this is like the most efficient strat and would just like take really slow, boring turns. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure. Would they? Because like if you could take like a one action for free, like a watered down action for free, like then it's almost like, what is even the point of trucks? What is even the point of mills unless they are the only way you could play bread? Diamonds I could still see a value in, but like this was like a problem with like a very early build of the game where there was no incentive to like have a bunch of bathes. And also, I really don't like that there's like really don't like the idea of playing hacky versions of like these actions. I already hate the fact that like this is like a hacky mill action essentially. I could do this in here. I'm also trying this new approach. I'm trying to approach this from the reference card. Especially if this is going to be like a gateway game, I feel like everything should like fit onto like this reference card. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So maybe the free action could be putting a card back into your deck. Or shuffling a card back into your deck. And then that way when you have a tableau and you're past the point of needing it, you could essentially start creating fuel for free slowly. This still creates like a scenario where people are... So like, part of the reason I liked not being able to burn your tableau cards was because it kind of put this like temporal cap on the game. Like it kind of kept the arc of the game. I'm gonna load up that one... brainstorming. Yeah, let's load up this one. This one was fun. So, if this is the arc of the game, and this is like just the general feel of the game, like, I don't know, yeah, let's just go with that. If this is like the feel, there's like this area where it's like kind of a slow, tedious build up. Then there's like the point where people are starting to realize that like the bread is a very limited, finite resource, and that there's not going to be enough. And then people kind of have like this war, and then everybody's starting to run out of fuel, and they're starting to just... And then back when you could burn your tableau cards, it was kind of like this drawn out like kind of thing, where it was just like this drawn out, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Knockout, drag out, whatever. It was drawn out like mess, and like there's still lots of problems with the current iteration, but now at least it's a little bit more like where like it gets to that point, but it kind of fizzles out really quickly because you don't have as many options to burn stuff. There was something kind of fun about watching people burn their entire tableaus, though. Especially because this is the thing I miss the most. People were burning bread to prevent other people from winning. Like in a very like if I'm not winning, you're not winning. Not sure. Not sure. There was a simplicity to that, being able to burn any card. Maybe I'm trying to... Maybe I'm trying to fix this the wrong way. Maybe I should just keep it as you could burn any card. Attacking or defending. Oh yeah, here's an old core conflict. Let's start some new core conflicts, huh? Okay. Let's see, so core conflicts. What are the problems? Casting feels perhaps too wrong. Feel bad state when you have no cards to burn. To course or take your turn. Fortune doesn't feel 100%. What other things was there? I think those are like the core things. How did I feel the power levels were on all the cards? I feel like mills are still very valuable. I feel like spades are underpowered. Okay, let's see. So, something that would fix like 2 of these is having like a default action that you could take without burning, but I do not want to enable you to essentially play the whole game without burning cards, because that is not the game I'm making, and people will 100% like that old adage of if you give players like an optimal but unfun path to victory, they will take that 100% of the time. Like, that's the problem there. So it has to be something really inefficient that you can, or like that you simply cannot win with. What if you could draw like a burnt card? Like swap a card for a burnt card? Okay, what are some options for solving this? Let's see, what are some potential approaches? There is, free action. There is, always having a card available. There's burning, being able to burn anything. I can't think of anything else. Oh, forcing game to end early. So these are like my 4 key approaches I think I could take here. And I don't think I want free action, because I think anything I could think of is just going to feel like crap if you're not able to coerce or stop somebody from abusing the game. Really sorry, but I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay, where was I? Right, I was trying to solve problems. So, I've got these 2 core conflicts. Or, I got these 4, this general feel bads. One being that, in general, there's not a lot of recourse when you're out of cards. So... Oh yeah, I forgot. There was like another option that I thought of. A strategy deck. A strategy pile, essentially. So... my thinking behind the strategy pile would be that, some action would move cards to the strategy pile, and you would instead course from there. And so... it would essentially be like building a war deck, in a sense, for stopping people from doing stuff. I'm not sure. But yeah, okay, so let me think about these one at a time. So, free action. I should have done a spreadsheet for this. So the problem with free actions is... Actually, let's just do it on here. Can't be efficient in the slightest, which means it'll most def feel bad. So I think free action is out. Always having a card available, that we possibly work with. Being able to burn anything. Long drop out games. What if I combined this with that though? If I combine this with somehow forcibly ending the game earlier. Alright, now I do want to put these on cards. Okay. That's the problem with the burn anything approach, and then we've got end game trigger. So I want players to be able to with the same mechanisms they could use to stop somebody from stealing, they could stop somebody from ending the game, essentially. Perhaps. But the game can't just end on a whim. But it has to be able to be... there needs to be the potential to end the game on a whim. With at least some build-up, which is why the deck is a good source for that. I think the problem is that I think any additional triggers would feel too hacky. The passing trigger is already hacky. Let's see, and then there's... I think this one is kind of tied into the strategy pile. So I don't feel like I've sufficiently considered how this would work. Part of the problem is that already limited like table metaphor space. Limited card state or at card state ceiling, it feels like. Like what have I got here? Okay, so like for example, well, example. Come on, are these all hearts? Okay. Let's just get... well, they're all hearts. Why are they all hearts? Okay, so like say this is our game state right here, right? Like there's the clear deck, the pile of face down cards, there's the spread of tableau cards, which are all the face up cards on the table. There might be some face down cards which is already pushing it IMHO. I could probably have the rules say to keep your face down tableau cards on the left and your deck on the right or something like that. But yeah, this means that I'm already extremely limited in terms of like card state information. I don't want to do too much of this orientation stuff. There aren't enough cards on the sheet to print reference cards, and I don't want to make it a requirement for this game. So that's what's making it hard to have like a card, like a strategy pile. It could potentially, there is the central discard pile that I could potentially reference. Oops, hello. Well, let's see. Always having a card. I don't want to put... Okay, let's think about this another way. What are all my mechanics and what is their potential to cut? These are all the rules. Alright, what is their potential to cut here? In terms of mechanics, there's burning a card. It's critical that you be able to burn cards. Can I draw on this? It looks like it. Okay. Can I turn this into a highlighter? I think I can. It's too light. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. Perhaps still a little too... There we go. Alright. Still big. Okay, so... burning cards, I might be able to change it. I might be able to change burning cards, but it is imperative that you're dwindling cards in order to take actions. Maybe the way you burn cards for each operation could be different. Let's see. What about... No, this is a core part of the game. Cannot change this. I don't know, what color should I use? Green is not changing. Come on. Green's not changing. Hey. So this is good. This, I could potentially change this. I could potentially change the way trucks work, because I could potentially change this into, you just draw a standard set of cards, and trucks do something else, like maybe salvaging cards from the discard pile, but I worry about that drawing the game out, so, but that is something I'm willing to change. Mills, maybe I might change a little bit, but the core, I think the core of these two is gonna stay. Like in terms of trimming mechanics to solve the problems that I'm having here, like I'm not going to trim out, I'm not going to fundamentally change the way mills or ships work. There needs to be a card that lets you add like hearts to your tableau, and mills already letting you take cards back into your hand is about the extent that I'm willing to like let this work to solve the problem that we have. But even with this, it's like you can't activate mills to take cards into your hand if you have no cards in your hand to begin with. I need to get some water that is not caffeinated. Yeah, I gotta hydrate. Alright, I'll be right back. Be right back. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so these are not going to fundamentally change enough to solve the problems that I'm having. Here's this. This whole idea of infrastructure for efficiency, not gonna change. Coercion totally can change. I hate this mechanic. It's a necessary evil. Oops. And then everything else is like clarification. So in terms of what I could change, I'm thinking either trucks, burning, or coercion. Or maybe some combination of all three. So if I am changing the way burning works, what is let's see. Okay, let me think about like the way cards move, because that's kind of like a core component of what's happening here, right? So like, for example, mills are T for T jokes, and ships are player to player. Or no, this is hand to... No, T for T is ships. This is hand to tableau, or vice versa. And this is like player to player, basically. And then this is from deck to hand, but that's it. This is just feel. Excuse me. So let's see. Where does the deck fit into this? Deck is just unexplored land that has the potential to being any of these. So let's see. What if instead of trucks being... What if instead of trucks letting you... Okay, alright, so let's see. In terms of this visual metaphor, trucks are like the weirdest, right? Because trucks are kind of dictating the shape of your island, but that means that the shape of your island is essentially changing if somebody I I guess the metaphor is that they're transporting you like trains or something, or I don't know. Well, no, trucks are letting you traverse. Yeah, so but in your hand, this is the metaphor is that this is the shape of the island because it's easier to you build. Yeah, I guess that's weird, right? So ships in your hand, in your deck, represent like water, like coastal parts of your island where you could feasibly build a dock. Bread is like fertile land where you could potentially grow crops. Mills are resource-rich terrain where you could harvest materials to build stuff. What other kinds of terrain am I neglecting here? Sky? um... I said that kind of jokingly, but maybe, maybe instead of... If I remove the whole aspect of trucks being used to draw cards from your deck, and instead turn this into like the free action, like you draw one card or something, and I turn planes into another vector in which you could interact with the other players, what would planes let you do? Ships enable trade. In terms of what makes sense in my brain. Like, I know you could trade with airplanes, but I feel like it's less efficient. I feel like planes are more useful for like negotiations, for like recon, for attack. Especially attack. Let's see. Player to player, hand to tableau and back. There's really no reason to put stuff into your deck unless you're taking it from somewhere else. Are we running into a problem if I let you take from the discard to your deck with this? What other places are there? There's deck, hand, there's deck, hand, tableau. What if they offer the same sort of flexibility like you could do from tableau to deck? Let's see, what else could I do with... What are some other potential options for fuelage? I kinda like the idea of trucks somehow enabling you to be more efficient with your fuelage, but it can't be that efficient. I just had a wild idea. What if you could activate all the cards in your tableau? It would make mills like crazy strong. Would also would ensure like a little bit more of a steady card economy, since you'd always be drawing a card on your turn. This is too crazy? Is this wild? Is this fucking bonkers? Just every turn you activate every card in your tableau. You still have to burn something to do that. Part of the reason I like this, the structure of what I have, is that it kind of incentivizes you to have a specialty, and it kind of encourages you to like take advantage of that expertise, if you know what I mean. Alright, what if I think about this another way? What if you start with one of each thing? I really wanted it to be that you needed a mill to play a bread to your tableau, but perhaps I'm clinging to this idea too much. Yeah, perhaps I'm clinging to this too much. Let's cut... Let's cut to build infrastructure action. And let's give everything a +1. Let's see how that feels. That is hog wild, and I love it. Wait, I didn't even... You could right-click to... Wow, you just learn something new every day. This is so cool. I'm getting really distracted by this, but look at how cool this is. Okay, so if I... And then... Oh, look at this! Isn't it wild? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, anywho... As I was saying, we're going to give these a +1. Both of these. So you start with one of everything. So you could essentially steal right off the bat. This means that your infrastructure is like kind of... There's an immediate payoff to having infrastructure because you have a mill in your tableau, you have 2 mills, you're able to play 2 cards suddenly. There's not that... There's... Like, because right now it's like having 1 mill feels kind of lame. I feel like spades need a... Spades will need a definite buff if I go with this route. I don't know what the... Alright, just go with it. Like, be one with the Tao. Alright, so, the trucks need to be changed pretty significantly. But let's see. This ensures that all the actions are available to everybody. There's no longer a question of like... Excuse me. So if I add action to bread, Yeah, because if I do that, then I feel like there's space for like a new action to take up this absence. There's a little bit less complexity in this now that it's being shared with everything. But then what would the bread action be? It would have to be not good. It would have to be something that's purely cooperative or something. Because just having burn your tableau is like a win condition. I don't think I want to attach an action to bread. Let me look at my core problems again. Passing feels... Passing does feel wrong, not gonna lie. Let's see. Feel bad state when you have no cards to burn. Caution does feel 100% right. Spades underpowered. So... So these are the potential solutions. Always having a card, being able to burn anything, changing the end trigger, free action. I've boosted all the actions. Except for trucks. Tempted to change trucks into drawing 2, or just change... I feel like trucks need to be changed entirely, like all together. Let's see. I just like the simplicity of them being tied to actions rather than a passive thing. If tableau cards are cards that you've built, and hand cards are cards that you have control over, and so let's see. I can't even remember why I was thinking that this needs to happen. Why I need to buff the 2 things that are already strong. But let's just go with it. So, in the space that these 2 are even stronger and trucks need an overhaul. Let's see. Alright, what's the card economy like? Each of these has like an impact on your like turn economy in a sense. So this is like doing a plus or a minus or plus 1 to your like turn economy. This is a similar plus or minus to your turn economy. This is always a minus to your turn economy. There's something inherently always expensive about this. Which is why it's one of the most inefficient actions to burn 1 to draw 1, which is a requirement. Like none of these other ones are required the same way spades are, and yet these are underpowered. It's kind of wild to imagine that way. Drawing cards essentially just does not feel good. I think that's the core problem here. I think that's why I was briefly attracted to the idea of like activating all cards in your tableau, because then you would always be drawing cards. But if you're activating all the cards in your tableau, it makes ships kind of feel kind of dangerous in a way. Like in that one game last night, I was like I had 0 hearts in my deck, and I had ships, and people weren't helping me out, so I felt compelled to steal bread. Which is 100% the point of the game. What I should have done that game was switch the infrastructure between those two players, and then given a deck card to the player with trucks in order to take something. I'm like reflecting on my turn what I could have done better with my ship economy. Let's see, what if you could shuffle a hand card into your deck to take a really basic action? No, that leads into that scenario of this. Yeah, this is not something I want. What other free actions are there? Because if I get rid of this, that opens up space for there to be a free action of sorts. If you're just always able to play to your tableau with mills. I might make it so that the excuse me, mills only let you play cards face up to your tableau. I kinda like the tension of like I see this person has a bunch of bread and they're not sharing with me. But I also sort of like the tension of like stealing a card, hoping that's bread and it's not. I don't know. There's so many things I like that and I can't do them all. Can I? Can I do them all? Can I do all of them? Alright, let's make another card. Things I like, that are, like, not playing nice. The Salt the Earth progression of burning tableau cards. What else do I like that I feel like I'm not really getting to see? This feels like I should go here. The feeling you can wastefully burn deck cards until you realize you don't have enough. Like, you probably burned hearts or something along the way. The problem with starting with a mill, starting with the ability to play bread, is that you essentially just have to draw 3 bread. So I don't think I could do the +1 thing. Of mill. I don't think that solves any of the problems that I have. As much as I like the idea of abandoning this default action. Is there another way I could abandon this default action without making it so you can play bread to your tableau? No, it's fine. Let's just... I have yet to test it. To be very honest, I've yet to test it, so perhaps I should test it before I knock it. Because perhaps what I'll find is that people unknowingly or willingly burn bread, knowing that it will create like an unwinnable state, and as they just kind of confidently go, oh, I'll just draw cards from my deck until I'm able to burn bread. That makes it even more important that you lose a card just searching through your deck. What if, what if trucks just let you swap cards with your deck? Yeah, what if trucks just let you move cards around? Like swap a card from your tableau with your hand or with your deck in your tableau. What is the freaking metaphor that's happening here? So, say this is my tableau, and say that these are all face up. Just go with that for now. I feel like that's a less confusing card state thing too if I force them to be face up, so maybe that's not the worst thing. But let's say that this is my tableau, and I decide I'm going to play trucks. And so if I was playing mills, it would just let me add cards to my tableau. And then if I was doing it with the other thing, I would be able to just add these two. But what if I instead used trucks and was like, okay, I'm going to swap this one with this one, swap this one with one of these. I kind of want to try it, but okay. Well, the problem is that I'm like kind of confusing what the metaphor is going on here. So like, say this is my card state. It feels weird, right? So like, I'm saying that I'm like swapping out. I'm trading. It almost feels like I'm trading with like natives or something, which I really do not want to introduce. Like, I do not want to introduce the idea that there is fully built infrastructure just sitting in the deck for you to like swap cards around. Like, I mean, that's like a totally feasible, like, believable scenario, but I really do not want to introduce any sort of like colonialist aspect of this game, unless you're colonizing another player. That's the only colonialism I want in this game. You are the residents on these islands, nobody else is there, there's no infrastructure you can find that's pre-built. That said, what if mills let you change stuff? Like a mill let you recycle a truck into a... I kind of like that. I mean, not trucks, mills. Essentially the exact same action that ships allow, except from hand to tableau. You're either recycling stuff into raw materials, or you're like retrofitting a truck into like a mill, or you're refactoring like a truck into like a ship, something like that. Add this element of like recycling. The only one that doesn't vertically make sense is like changing like a ship into bread. I guess like the idea is that you're breaking it down into farming tools. It's not. It's more like farms than bread. And the cards could have like farm, like agricultural kind of thing to it. Okay, so I do like that idea. I don't know that Mills particularly needed the buff, but maybe in light of cards not being able to be played face down anymore. Okay, let's see. What else? So that doesn't fix the truck problem, but that does give me, like, this interesting, like... So... So what if we do the same interaction with this? What if we make it so that you could do from deck to hand... So we're like, right now... So like, this was... I'm changing this into a and/or. And this is an and/or as well. So what if I change this into an and/or? And/or... and to deck. That changes this so you could get a +1 action out of it. Allowing you to recycle in the same way that this does. Like, you could, like... you could essentially... What's... I don't know what the metaphor would be here, like you found some resources, but instead of, like, hauling them, you're not wasting energy moving them, and you're leaving them behind, and you might be able to find them again later. Well, there's no... okay, so, like, here's the problem. There's no value to having cards in your deck. So maybe if there was value to your cards being in your deck, maybe that would be another thing. Maybe if you... when you return the card, you could get 2 cards in turn? Okay, alright. Okay. What if, what if trucks let you do that? What if trucks let you return a card to draw 2, or draw 1? Then that way, having trucks gave you that flexibility to be like, I hate my hand, I don't want bread yet, or I don't want ships. I'm going to put this in, shuffle it, and draw 2. Oops. That does feel like a nice buff to trucks, but it still doesn't fix the problem of it feeling real bad to only have one... have the ability to draw 1 card, but that might help. And I could feasibly understand, like, whatever of this. It makes burning your deck feel less painful if you are able to sort of filter and stuff in there that you don't want. Okay, alright, so given all these options, is it game-breaking to be able to just choose one without paying a burn cost? I think it is. Because then you can just draw one, yeah, so it can't be that. Brain. Excuse me. Make players give up something to pass. Okay, so... Tilda was just messaging me in chat about this game. So, like, part of the problem is that waiting for other players... Did I write this down? Waiting for other players to... waiting for other players to burn out is too strong. This creates like this really weird dichotomy with passing, right? Where passing is both simultaneously too strong and too unappealing. In a competitive sense, it's really powerful to pass. Because then other players are... This is really wild to think about. Okay, so... Passing is actually broken. But it doesn't feel broken. This is really wild to me. Okay. Hold on. Maybe I need to not let players pass, but then... not letting players pass completely throws into question the balance of the entire game as a cooperative experience. Because before... the game essentially necessitated you passing... in order to, like, allow players to optimize on their infrastructure. But I think that's the problem. You don't have that luxury. Well, I guess you do if everybody's cooperating and not burning through the planet, like, at the speed of sound. But, I mean, you still need to get food to people in a timely manner. So maybe it's not... Maybe that's the dichotomy here. People can't wait forever for food, so maybe I don't want to let people pass. Maybe passing's the thing I need to cut. But if I cut passing, that means I need to do some really serious number crunching to make sure you can still win the game with the art actions, which means the art actions have to be buffed, which is why it's good to have the +1. So, okay, alright, let's try that. Okay, alright. So, if we're cutting passing, here's the problem. If two players start with all the hearts in their hand, then the game is unwinnable. Unless... No, it's possible to just get into unwinnable states. If you're required to burn a card... or... Maybe the free action is, like, giving a card to somebody. Oh, okay. Is that the end of this playlist? Oh no, this song just has like several seconds of dead hit silence for some reason. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so if I cut passing, here's the problem. if I cut passing and not you. You. If I cut passing... Oh wow, it almost happened. And, wow, it really did almost happen. That's wild. And this hellscape scenario happens. In fact, this is a hellscape scenario that I think would be unwinnable in the other game too. Well, no, if you passed, then that means the other players would eventually be able to, like... Wait, not necessarily. I just thought of, like... there's, like, a pure unwinnable state even in the current state of the game. So, like... in the event that, oh my god, okay. Now I need to, like, craft this scenario. I think I may have a worst case scenario bread. No, I don't, do I? Yeah, I don't think I do. Curses. Okay, I'll just have to redo it again. Okay, so... get all the diamonds out. So, like, if these players start with all bread in their hands and the bottom of their decks are all diamonds, it's an unwinnable game. There's no way for everybody to win in that scenario. So let's see. I think in a 4-player game, how many cards would each player get? Be this and this, and then these would be split into. Is that right? Yeah, 5, 5, 5, and then 22 divided by 4. No, that's not right, is it? Is that right? 2 players that have more cards? Am I doing this right? I appeared to be doing it right. I guess I just never noticed that there'd be 2 players with an extra card. So 22 divided by 4. 22. 5 and a bit. So with all these ships, if this player had 6 ships and this player had 6, I guess it's theoretically possible that one player will build their ship. I guess these 2 players would, like, build out their infrastructure until one of them found the ship, but then they would be, like, forced to really inefficiently dig for those other cards. Do I just have to accept that I might be modeling a game where there is not enough bread for everyone? I really don't want to, though. I want to model a very optimistic scenario. An optimistic... what's the word? A game where, like, worldly like there's enough resources for everyone, but like socially it would be extremely rare. um, but maybe that's just not feasible. That is something that was kind of important to me, making sure that it was clearly possible for everybody to win. But I'm realizing now that's not really happening here. We are talking about sort of outlandish scenarios, but I don't know if they're really that outlandish at all. The fact of the matter is that most people discard from their deck. Wait a minute. I'm doing something wrong here. There's 32 cards. I am so bad at math. I am so bad at math. Why am I so bad at math? It's that mommy brain. I told myself I'd be less self-deprecating. Okay, so it's even more bleak than I thought. So yeah, it could be something like this, and then I don't know, more hearts. Where are the rest of the hearts? So let's see, 8 cards each. So heart for you, heart for you. So let's see, wait a minute. So 8 plus 5 is 13. So yeah, between these two players, they have all the ships and all the hearts. And the only way to get to their ships is if they burn bread. So this necessitates a game where it's impossible for everyone to win. Let's make this even worse. Let's make it even worse while we're at it. Trucks right now are kind of important for getting the stuff. So... wait, no, actually... this is not the worst. Well, it's pretty bad actually. Yeah, let's play with this. Then millie. So there should be 13 spades here. So cut this. So I think this is the worst case scenario. Let's save this. But I'm pretty sure this is like a worst case scenario here. I might be able to model the worst case scenario with 2 players. Let's try that. So let's see, in this game, 28, 28 divided by 4, 7, so... And each player starts with 14 cards. So yeah, it's possible to have the same kind of setup in a 2-player game, where, one player has all the ships at the bottom, and all the diamonds on top. I mean, all the hearts on top, all the diamonds at the bottom, and the other player has all the clubs on top and all the spades on the bottom. So let's, if it's so important to me that the game is perfectly winnable, then I have to be able to account for this scenario, because I think this is the true worst case scenario. I really like Final Fantasy VI. Even though I don't think I would ever play it now. Okay. True worst case scenario here. Alright, so if trust is really the thing that I'm trying to model here, then maybe I should just give up on the... So, to pass the turn, you give a card to a player. How about that? Then it's like you are burning a card in a very competitive sense. Well, you're handing control over to somebody else. Maybe this is all I need to do. Pass a hand card to somebody else. The only problem is that's like a free ship action. Yeah, that makes it a free ship action. The whole reason for the ships is that they're required for the competitive play. Do I want to get rid of the ships? I want to check something. Okay, good. Seems to need to delete a bunch of old assets. Anyways, if I don't want to change ships so that they're stealing only. Maybe you give a card to a player to take one of these actions for free. In the framing of the game, what this would be using renewable energy. So, in the sense of renewable energy, it usually requires some infrastructure that takes up some land, and it is usually not as much. It's always advertised as not as much energy. I don't know how true that is. It's probably true, otherwise, I don't know. Capitalism is really freaking weird. Such a blight on our world. I'm gonna have to break soon for lunch. It does not look like I'm gonna have this ready for playtesting unless I have a miraculous breakthrough right now. Which is unfortunate. Should I bring opacity to playtest? I do feel like I could test those changes. I have those changes in my head already. I haven't updated them in the rules yet, but I feel like it's in my mind clearly enough that I feel like I could do it. So I might test opacity at 1 o'clock. It'll depend on my mood. It'd be in like 20 minutes. If I was still using tarot cards. Oh, I got these. I'm trying not to use tarot anymore because it's appropriation of Romani culture, and I don't want to be a part of that. I feel really weird about cultural appropriation, but it's like erasure, right? It's almost like saying like this is it's colonialism. It's cultural colonialism. That's what it is. I don't know. At what point does it just become like a new? Well, like that's the thing. It becomes a new cultural thing, and the old thing gets like forgotten and erased because the new thing has taken up that space. I guess this is where you might get philosophical and be like, is that a bad thing, or is that the natural evolution of culture? Food is here, so I think I have to stop on that, like, hot take. I don't like that take because that sort of suggests that colonialism is, like, natural, is, like, just a, like, progression of things. And I don't think... Okay, how about this hot take? It's like a natural progression of things, but it's a harmful progression of things. It may be the direction that things have moved, but in the same way that I'm not going to, like... I'm profiting off of colonialism now. Like, I live on land that was taken from other people. Like, so in that same... But, like, so this is a way where I could choose to not partake in that space, I guess. And that's the important part. Anyway, it's time for lunch. So I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for keeping me company. I forgot what I was even drawing these cards for. Curses. Oh, if I wanted to play test opacity. Alright, Queen, what do you have to say? Athalia says, when completing a job, don't overlook the small details. Am I overlooking something by not testing opacity? Kind of. I'm kind of dismissing the change that I'm making by not testing it. I should test opacity. Okay, anyway, see you later. Thanks for keeping me company. Ciao!